Okay, so we've been talking about the real number system. One of those sets of numbers is called integers. And so that just means that we're talking about our positive and negative numbers. That's all we're dealing with. And this note page is just adding and subtracting. So there's some integer rules that we have to follow when we are adding or subtracting them. To add integers with the same sign, we add their absolute values. So that means just the digits, just the numbers. Same signs, we add and then keep the sign. Same sign, add and keep. I'm going to annoy you with the song, and I've already put it in YouTube, I think. So you can go there and get that stuck in your head. To add integers with different signs, so say we have a positive and a negative, then we're going to subtract their absolute values, which means just the numbers. So just look at those digits. Ignore the signs when you're subtracting them. Then when they have different signs, subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number, so the larger digit. To subtract an integer, add its additive inverse. Okay? So example 1, determine negative 15 plus negative 11. So the trick I show everybody is if you'll circle the number with the sign in front, because if it's got a plus sign in the middle, we're good. We can circle the number with the sign in front, circle the number with the sign in front, compare those signs. So I've got a negative 15 and a negative 11. Since they're the same, then I'm going to add them together. So I'm going to add their digits together. That gives me 26. And then same sign, I added them, and I'm going to keep the same sign. I'm going to keep that same pattern going. So it's negative. B, determine negative 9 plus 20. Same thing. Circle the number with the sign in front. You can circle the number with the sign closest to the number in front. So I've got a negative, I've got a positive. Since they're different, I want to subtract. And so 20 minus 9, it's going to be 11. And then I need to look back at my problem, and my bigger digit was 20. 20 is bigger than 9. You're just looking at their absolute value. 20 is bigger than 9, so that means my answer will be positive since 20 was positive. Example 2, determine 13 minus 26. So up here we had plus signs in the middle, which kind of made it prettier for us. If it has a subtraction sign in the middle, you can still do the circle with the sign in front, or you can do keep, change, change. So if I keep 13 the same, change this subtraction to a plus sign, and then change this positive 26 to a negative 26. Now it's a little bit easier to see. So I can circle my numbers with the closest sign in front. 13 doesn't have a sign in front, so that means it's positive. So I've got a positive 13 and a negative 26. So I have two different signs, so that means I'm gonna subtract. And that gives me 13 when I just subtract the digits. My bigger number, again, just the digit. Don't pay attention to the signs right now, just look at the digit. My bigger digit is 26. 26 is bigger than 13. So that means my answer is going to be a negative. Same thing down here on B. We've got that minus sign in the middle. So I can keep, change, change. So keep negative 28. Turn that subtraction into a plus sign and turn this positive 17 into a negative. So now I have a negative 28, a negative 17, so I can same sign, add, and keep. So 28 plus 17, I've got 2, 3, 4, 45. So same sign, add, and keep the sign. So negative 45. exercises on the bottom. We've got negative 16 minus 17. I can keep, change, keep, change. So they're both negatives. So I'm going to add those together. And I should get 33. Same sign, add and keep. Since they're both negatives, it means my answer is negative. Same thing on number 2. I've got a plus sign in the middle, so I don't have to worry about keep, change. I can just circle the numbers with the sign in front. Circle the number with the sign closest to the number. And then compare them. I've got a negative and a negative. So same sign, add. And keep. Keep that same sign going. On number 3, I've got a plus sign, so again, I don't have to worry about keep, change. Got a 42, negative 65. 42 doesn't have a sign in front, so I know it's positive, negative 65, and they're different. Different signs, subtract, and I get 23. And then look to see, since I have to take the sign on the bigger number, that means bigger absolute value number, which is 65. 65 is bigger than 42. So I'm going to take the negative from 65. Number 4, there's a subtraction sign in the middle. So I want to keep, change. So keep, change this to addition. Change this positive 48 to a negative 48. Now we can circle and compare. So I've got a positive, got a negative, different signs, subtract. So 48 minus 5 gives me 43. My bigger digit was 48. So I'm going to take that negative for my answer. And then number 5 on these, if there's more than 2 numbers, you're going to work your way left to right. You're still only looking at 2 questions or 2 numbers at a time. So don't try to do all 3, but you've got to go in order. It uses the order of operations. So we want to go left to right. So negative 3, positive 17. Since they're different, I need to subtract. So 17 minus 3 gives me 14. My bigger digit was positive, so I'm going to leave it like that and bring down the rest of the problem. So I've got a positive 14 and a negative 2. Since they're different, I'm going to subtract them. That'll give me 12, and my bigger digit was positive, so my answer is positive. And then, I don't know why there's things on the thing. Okay, last one. 24 minus 37 plus negative 9. So I'm just going to look at this part first. So I've got a 24. I've got this minus sign, and I've got 37. So I'm going to keep, change. 24. Change that to plus sign. Change that positive 37 to a negative 37. And now I can compare, so I can see what I need to do. Got a positive 24 and a negative 37. So since they're different, I'm going to subtract. 37 minus 24, and I get 13. And then my bigger digit, 37 is bigger than 24. Since it has a negative, put a negative there, and bring down our last piece of the problem. And we just need to circle the digit with the sign closest to the number, and compare. I've got a negative, same sign, add and keep. So 13, and that should be negative 22.